November. Lady Minor, a third at Carrathul behind War Image, and another Whisper coming off fourth at Kingscote and a third at Bordertown. She's Apple, placed at Balranald, and also at Mildura, 2 from its last 3. Another Whisper, Murray Henderson for Ron Campbell at Gawler, and they're looking to make it back-to-back Outback Cups after scoring last year with Kazoom in the iridescent pink colours. So Lady Minor and Just Like Serena about to be led up. In the gates, another Whisper. Also Devonic. Jockey Daniel Pittermack is out of the saddle on Strictly Mumbo. Strictly Mumbo goes up riderless. She's Apple. Just Like Serena, and He's a Cake Eater will be the last 3 to be positioned for the third race. Dan Pittermack is about to hop back aboard Strictly Mumbo. It's in there now. So we wait for She's Apple, Just Like Serena, and He's a Cake Eater to complete the line for the Fred J. Potter maiden plate over 1,100 metres. She's Apple comes up. So we wait for Just Like Serena, and He's a Cake Eater to complete the line for the third here at Broken Hill. 2 races down, they ran a track and class record in the first, an equal track and class record in race 2. Stacey Metcalf and Cindy Brander, the first 2 winners. So we'll see what happens in race 3. Stand by for a start. Just Like Serena getting stirred up in the gates. Very stirred up, in fact. Clark of the Course's horses come round front. Now it steadies better, Just Like Serena. No, it's a bit playful in the gates, Just Like Serena. Others stand up well. Devonic drawn towards the inner side, another Whisper. He's a Cake Eater. Attendants lock hands behind the gates of Just Like Serena. Now She's Apple getting stirred up, being the horse drawn immediately on the inner side of Just Like Serena. Attendants come in to lend assistance to the horses drawn towards the outside. They stand better now. Although She's Apple and Just Like Serena still giving some angst. In fact, they've backed one out. Strictly Mumbo and Just Like Serena are undergoing vets examinations, numbers 3 and 5. So Just Like Serena and She's Apple. So it's numbers 5 and 8. 5 Just Like Serena and 8 She's Apple. Under the watchful eye of the club's veterinary surgeon prior to a start.
Number 5, Just Like Serena. Number 8, She's Apple being vetted.
Kenya Suey back aboard Just Like Serena. 8 She's Apple. Lee Smith is back aboard as well. Please take note, number 5, Just Like Serena, is a late scratching, taken out by order of the stewards at 2:13. 2:13, 5 Just Like Serena are scratching. Bookmakers, press a button on your computer boards and the betting announcement to be made following the running of race 3. Number 5, Just Like Serena, a late scratching.
Is there a Clark there that can be with it as well?
She's Apple has been past fit. And She's Apple is about to move forward. But Just Like Serena, who is quite fractious in the gates, has been relieved of its engagement. So we now have a field of 6. 2:13, the scratching time of Just Like Serena, local time. So She's Apple is about to be led up. Others have stood in beautifully. It looks like there might be some damage to the gate that Just Like Serena was in. So they're going to move She's Apple 1 out.
No, you're right, sorry. We good to go, mate?
So She's Apple is about to be led up.
Has that scratching gone over, man? It has, yeah.
So Just Like Serena, number 5, a late scratching, local time 2:13. She's Apple comes up. He's a Cake Eater, stands in nicely with Lady Minor, Another Whisper, Strictly Mumbo and Devonic. So She's Apple goes up. Fred J. Potter, Maiden Plate 1100. Late scratching 5, Just Like Serena.
Can you just give a message to the clerks and to the rider to get off the horse that's scratched?
So the red light is about to be turned on. Just Like Serena, a late scratching after being stirred up in the barrier stalls. Terry Smith, the starter, moves down front. Red lights on. Fred J. Potter, Maiden 1100. They're set. Stalls are back. Away and racing, and Devonic, one of the fastest into stride, raced about a half length in front. Another Whisper is probing through in the middle. A half length away third was Lady Minor from She's Apple. 3/4 to He's a Cake Eater. A length and a half last of all Strictly Mumbo. The late scratching number 5, Just Like Serena. The field moves down the side of the track inside the 750. Another Whisper makes play, cuts across, takes up the running, leads by a length and a half. Over second on the inside was Devonic. She's Apple as third. Lady Minor squeezed up in the middle. A half to Strictly Mumbo, who continues to make ground on the inside, and 2 lengths away last of all was He's a Cake Eater. Around the home turn up towards the 400-metre mark they head. Murray Henderson is nursing Another Whisper. Swings the bend by a length over She's Apple. Second a length away third was Devonic. Getting up along the inside was Strictly Mumbo. Into the straight. Another Whisper in front. Up goes Strictly Mumbo. Daniel Pittermack on the inside, but Another Whisper kicks back. Another Whisper just in front of Strictly Mumbo. Another Whisper on neck in front. Strictly Mumbo tries hard. They hit the line. Oh, I think Strictly Mumbo's kicked back. A photo finish. Strictly Mumbo and Another Whisper. 5 lengths away third was Devonic. Followed behind those next by She's Apple. And also there was Lady Minor. And last of all was He's a Cake Eater. Well, that was a heady ride by Daniel Pittermack. Win, lose or draw, because Strictly Mumbo was back at the tail of the field, but when they fanned up towards the home turn, it has got rails runs to challenge Another Whisper, and the judge will call for the photo. Strictly Mumbo kicking back on the inside, Another Whisper on the outside, could go either way. So 3 or 7, 7 or 3, Strictly Mumbo, Daniel Pittermack, Brian Holton at Port Augusta with a 7-year-old gelding by King Cougar out of Vienna. Or 7, Another Whisper, Murray Henderson, Ron Campbell with a filly by Akeed Mafeed out of Annenberg. And we also stand by for third. Might be Devonic number 1, but we'll wait for the judge to separate those two between 3 and 7, 7 and 3 after the very exciting race 3. Across to the 4th event, and race 4 is the Australis Roofing benchmark 58 over 1400, scratch 6. He's a hustler, number 6. Riders are as they appear, a field of 7. Event goes at 250. Now here's the result. The winner is number 3, Strictly Mumbo. Daniel Pittermack, it's 3-7-1-8. 3-7-1-8. Strictly Mumbo, Daniel Pittermack, Brian Holton at Port Augusta with the gelding by King Cougar at a Vienna, owned by V. Atkinson, B. Holtham, also B.J. Holtham, B.R. Holtham, and L.F. Atkinson, trained by Brian Holtham at Port Augusta, and Daniel Pittermack, the winning jockey. 7 Another Whisper, Murray Henderson, Ron Campbell, the filly by Akeed Mafida of Annensburg, and 3rd has gone to 1 Devonic, Justin Potter, Heidi Smith at Broken Hill, the gelding by Von Costa de Hero out of Composure. 3-7-1-8. 3-7-1-8. It's the barest. A nose the winning margin with 5 1/4 between 2nd and 3rd. A nose by 5 1/4. That time of 1:05.49. 1:05.49. All races today hand time, and that's outside the track and class record held by Kiwong at 1:02.62. So 3-7-1-8. The barest. A nose the winning margin to Strictly Mumbo. 3-7-1-8 after race number 3.